It's another episode of Bimbo Baux, your unexpected underdog favorite podcast. So hey, you guys, it's really crazy that there are so many people already following, actively listening to the episodes as they come out. It tickles me. Like I didn't expect that so many people would like it, and everybody that listens tell me I shouldn't be surprised about it, but it never is less surprising every day when I go and log in to check out everything and it's up like another 30 to 50 listens or downloads. So yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. And I just really appreciate it. So anyway, I hope everybody's weekend went well, and I hope that your week will go even better. I have so many great things lined up for this week. So keep an eye out. I'm sure there'll probably be like 2 or 3 uploads. So yay. So I am Foxy Box or Kelsey Pennywinkle, depending on how you know me, you pervert. And welcome to Bimbo Box. Today I am your double-decker supreme. And I don't think there's much explanation needed for that. Now, is there? So today my guest is probably one of the most mind-blowing people I think I've ever encountered. And this person I got to see perform in Seattle when I went to perform my own thing when I did a scene with BBW Triple X Adventures, which shout out to that company. I did such a wonderful solo that's going to be coming out in the next few weeks. And also shout out to Makana Moon, who has a brand new solo scene that came out today that she also filmed when we were in Seattle. So if you are a connoisseur of the art of seduction and especially solo seduction, please go check out her scene and check out BBW Adventures because they're making some really good stuff and they deserve all of the support. My dogs are being super touchy today, so Kitty and Creature are definitely going to be in the background, so deal with it. This is a DIY project. So my guest is called the Amazing Boobzilla. The Amazing Boobzilla will speak for why this is the name pretty easily because there are amazing tricks and amazing tits. So I'm going to welcome to the stage my friend Amazing Boobzilla. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm
Oh,
fantastic. On
and
tour, doing great. How are you?
I'm so good. And just to catch you guys up, we are on a bit of a fun connection speed right now. The Amazing Boobzilla lives up in a Boobzilla sky tower that is of another realm. And so we just have to deal with that type of Wi-Fi because it's mystical. So anyways, friend, how about you tell the class about yourself? You're the final boss of Big Titty Goths.
Yes, I'm the most terrifying titties that have ever tittied in the world of boobs and cleavage and just in enchantresses of nonsensical weapons of mammary and destruction. So I was born with this condition called gigantomastia. And for me, in my particular rare form of this spectrum disease, it means that my chest actually doesn't stop developing. So I have been able to cultivate weird and fantastic and unexpected talents like lifting chairs and breaking concrete bricks and just doing like crushing countless things under my boobs with my boobs. No piercings, no harnesses, no adhesives. And it was amazing being able to share the stage with you to bring my absolute nonsense to that whole night. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Yes, so what I got to see in your act with the Fat Lesk show that they put on in Seattle, is this like an annual thing or was this the first year or do you?
It was the second year for Fat Lask.
Yes, Fat Lesk, you guys, it was seriously one of the best shows I think I'll ever see. I don't know if there's ever going to be a topping that, but that's another story. So what I got to behold the Amazing Boobzilla do was the beaver trap on the old chesticle. So how the fuck Do you realize that you have that type of breast stamina to close a trap on it, let alone as you march around on a fucking stage, so confident that you know it's going to go okay, and your
Yeah.
whole entire audience is just in shock? Like, please explain the process here.
I decided, fuck everybody. No, well, actually, it kind of manifested itself while I was on tour, and before one of my closers to my act was actually breaking concrete bricks, but it was getting to be such a pain in the ass to just find the right concrete cinder block brick or whatever, that wasn't too porous and that would have like the structural capability. And it was like such a pain in the ass and so inconvenient and sometimes damn near impossible to get to like the right hardware store to get the supplies, especially when you're traveling internationally. And I was just like, "Okay, what could I possibly do?" Like, because I used to lift people, and then I started breaking concrete bricks with my boobs. Like, it would just all be like this buildup to of all these ridiculous fucking things that I could possibly do. And it's funny because I started out by like serving coffee with an entire coffee machine with like cups of cream and sugar and spoons and saucers and all this ridiculous bullshit. And
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. So it started like with me fucking around on stage, not since I was a kid. That's when I learned I could hold like books and wallets and pagers and other things under my boobs when I was a kid. But when I grew as an adult, when I had, more opportunities and stuff like that with like the theater production of Rocky Horror that I was in, and people were like much more open and accepting of it. And I found out I could do things like hold baseball bats and do bunts. And it just kind of I look at something that's just like, huh, I wonder if my boob can hold that. Huh. I wonder
That's
if my boob could squish that. And
that's so
it just
fucking
I don't
awesome.
it just kind of became a running gag of, things that I could do with my boobs. And I realized it's like how truly entertaining this could be because we think of boobs and body parts like in just like almost only one format,
Right.
and then when you just decide, oh, you're gonna free yourself from all of this societal nonsense and you're just gonna fuck around and find out truly, like that's when everything just blossoms
It's
blossoms into this
it's so
adventure.
true.
And
Fact.
but yeah, so no, you're okay. So yeah, I found out that like trying to access certain props or relying on certain people for these finales was becoming like far more and more difficult. So I wanted to be able to offer myself opportunities. And I had already been doing things with those animal traps before in my shows. Normally, I detonate them on my hands, and I was one of the first people to actually start introducing those styles of animal traps into the sideshow community. And at the time, like being a female body that was doing these heavier traps was like just terrifying to everybody. So it's like that's what set me apart in the sideshow community was the fact that I was like going full feral in this particular regard. Like it's like I had a certain aesthetic where I could go like just full shock value as well as comedy and burlesque and things like that. So I don't know. I looked at that trap and I was just like, I wonder if I should just put my tit in there and just call it a day. Just see what happens. Am I gonna break the trap? I'm probably not. Nah, I'm not gonna break the trap. Wait, I break concrete. No, I'm not gonna. No, I am gonna break the trap. No, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes. you know. So after a couple battles and stuff like that, and running it by some of my friends, like getting their perspective of how it looked and I tell you, like, my best friend puts up with so much of my bullshit, like, I call her in, like, the middle of the day, and I'll be like, "Hey, how does this look?" And I'm, like, slamming my boob into things, like, just surprise video chat,
Hey, I
I'm
learned
very
a new
thankful.
trick today.
Exactly, exactly
I
that.
love that.
So
That would
so I'm
so
very
be me.
I'm so very thankful to my friends that really put up with my nonsense and my bullshit. Like I would probably still be doing the same very things without their support. But it's nice to be able to have that
Y
creative
For
feedback
sure.
without office.
Yes, my friends have always been. Whoa, my internet glitched there for a second.
Oh, okay. So for once, it wasn't me.
Yeah, no, that was crazy how mine did it. Anyway, so I started doing sex work in 2009. I was doing the webcam modeling before people even really knew what that meant.
Oh,
And
wow.
I've talked about it a little bit on here, but a lot of my friends have always been like really supportive of it. And, my friends are just used to it, I think. And so it's probably the same with your friends. How long have you been doing this sideshow performing?
So I have been officially performing sideshow with another troupe since 2004, but I pretty much launched in like 2002.
Oh, wow.
However, when I was dealing with like blue laws and other censorship laws in Oklahoma City, when having to contend with that, I actually became I've already done sex work before, but this was pre-internet, when it came down to, like, what you were doing with,
Mhm.
they didn't quite have the streaming cameras at that time, when I had originally started, but, I I I accidentally became a different kind of sex worker, which is really funny, because while I was dealing with the censorship and stuff like that, like, they were shutting me down, especially because I was doing my boob act.
Yeah.
I started doing streaming. I started streaming my shows in 2011 on various, adult sites and things like that. I was like, "Ha! You can't stop me here.
Oh,
Suck it, buttercup."
so you were doing like webcam modeling just with your acts.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
fucking cool. So did you do pretty well for yourself doing it that style?
I actually did. Like, I definitely could have made more money, and I probably if I had the different confidence and stuff like that, I probably would have gotten a little bit further. But now that, my look has changed, my confidence has changed, my skill sets have expanded, I probably would go back to streaming, but I'm not expecting to deal with like the dweebs in the free chat.
Yeah,
The
that's
the
it's pretty it's pretty daunting.
Yeah.
Oh, that brings up a really fun question. So what's the climate like doing the type of performances that you do? Do you get thirsty like gentlemen in your comments a lot, or has it been kind of like broke dude repellent? Like what's the climate like with that?
You know what? It's all over the place. Actually, I don't know if I should talk about what recently happened.
Oh, I mean, if
But
you're comfortable, this is the place.
I mean, it's kind of great because okay, so the long and the short of it is I was engaged 6 years ago, and this just happened a couple days ago, where I guess my ex fiance has moved on.
Mhm.
Cool story, bro. Like we've remained pretty civil
Right.
since I ended things, and it was for the best for both of
Mhm.
us. And anyways, we've had no reason to like fight since our breakup because we realized that was stupid. So
Right.
let's not do that. And anyways, we've kept like personal details, like if we were dating somebody like away from each other because we're not trying to trigger each other.
Yeah.
I was just like, look, if you're dating somebody, great. I'm probably gonna be dating cool, whatevs, and we've moved on for 6 years, whatevs. Um, I guess he must have talked about me to his new girlfriend or lady he's seeing, or I don't know who they are. All I know is they made a very obviously fake account. But the weird thing about it is they were attacking my older show that's like in pseudo retirement right now. It it's it's a different variety show that's currently not on tour. Hasn't been on tour for the last few years because I'm not traveling with a troupe. I'm traveling
Right.
by myself.
Mhm.
And so she is posting pictures, like selfies of her and my ex and like trying to slut shame me.
Ew.
And they're like from pictures from like 2014, 2015. I was like, girl, you're fighting with somebody that's from 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
I'm not
different
even the same
person. Yeah.
like I'm not even the same person anymore. What? What are you doing? And so she's like slut shaming me. She's trying to insult me. She's trying to threaten me with it's giving revenge porn vibes because she's like
Right.
if well she's like if you don't take his picture off of your profile and stuff like that, I'm gonna send you a picture. And the lack of punctuation is she's like if you don't take him off of this page, I'm going to send you a picture of him sucking my pussy trash.
Oh my God. She wants to fuck. That's what it's giving. It's fucking giving. I am obsessed with you and I need this in my life. So that's my take. But like also sometimes I tread narcissist because I always am like, that means they want to fuck. Like they're mad I gave them a boner. Like
I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at. I was just like, this is girl, this is weird. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
what? Yeah, and she's like commenting on all of the photos of him and I together. Like, you weren't meant to be. You should be ashamed. You're a disaster. And I was just like, who hurt you?
Yeah.
Like,
You're
I
like,
don't even know
yeah.
you. Also, why are you advertising that you have trash in your pussy? Like, what is going on? What is this whole situation? Like, again, there was no comment.
Yeah.
And it's just like so and I'm just like, "Okay, but really though, like, when it breaks down to it, I don't know if he consented to have his photo taken like that, in that kind of an intimate setting. I don't know if he's consenting that if he did, was fine with that photo being taken, if he's fine with that photo being shared with, I don't know, anybody, including his ex."
Yeah, it's like multi-layered disaster. Good thing that that's not your trash heap to have to sort.
Right, so I'm just like, does this mean he's a trash panda by default now? I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to speak poorly. I'm very confused by the lack of punctuation as well as the insults because she also called me a garage, and that leaves me with more questions. Like, am I a single? Like, is this a Cardi B situation where like you're gonna fit in this tiny garage,
Yeah.
or am I like a whole ass parking structure where you got options and we could throw a show in there? Like, either's fine. I just need to know how to decorate.
Should I put on the glitter today or the Christmas lights? Yeah.
Like,
So
what am I
funny.
doing? What am I doing?
Right.
How are we doing this?
Well, the way the way that women feel comfortable treating other women on the internet, it never fails to amaze me because it's like, why would you treat another person like that, let alone like another woman that's just like empowered and like just being themselves? Like, it's just very strange behavior to me. And um, I can never understand that kind of shit. It's just sad.
Yeah,
But
it's yeah, it's just it's weird and uncomfortable, and and I really don't understand it. It's just like we don't like it when people talk negatively about us, so why would we do that to someone else?
right. Right. And people say, oh, it's projecting, which obviously a lot of times it's projecting. But I think that out there in this world, there's just a lot of people that are just plain awful people. And it makes them uncomfortable to see people being like honest to themselves. Like,
I
it's
mean,
just like the guys that are on the internet and they just like treat like fat bodies like, oh, why don't you go, fucking take a walk or some shit like that. It's like it's just uneducated. It's just people that have been like kind of just brainwashed by really vapid existence. Um
Yeah.
I don't understand. I've never been basic. I can't be. I highly doubt you've ever been basic either.
I have not. I have tried to fit in, and it was very uncomfortable for me.
Mhm.
And like, so it's just like, honestly, when it comes down to it, like, I get a lot of mixed reviews on the internet. Like I get a lot of people that are very supportive of, seeing like my level of body positivity, which is, nice. It's not like I needed to have that affirmation, but it's good to see other people getting in on this vibe so where they can see that this is possible for themselves, you know?
Right.
And
Right.
and like maintaining that level of positivity and that happiness for themselves, because this here is like a lifetime culminated of people telling me that my body was wrong. And I was just like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. If this is the wrong body, then why do I have it?
Right.
Clearly I have it because you can't handle it. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that, but you can keep that shortcoming motherfucking opinion to yourself, because I don't
Yeah.
need to hear how you would lose.
Yeah,
I
it's just crazy to me. And that is exactly I think what is beautiful about the body positivity community as a whole, because it's different types of body positivity, and it's not just like one thing. It's just everybody really is beautiful. And a lot of times when people tell me they want to get into adult work and things like that, I always, one of the first things that I say is like, well, what is your biggest insecurity, because that's going to end up probably being what makes you money. And so a lot of times when you work with the things that make you feel uncomfortable, they're the things that other people find intriguing about you. And so I think that that's so fucking cool. Like that you have made a whole entire career off of something that other people would never even comprehend to accept, let alone thrive in. And that's so fucking powerful. And like, it speaks for itself, because the thing is that your work is actually really like amazing too. And so like tell me like more. So you do the boob tricks, which by the way, I also do boob tricks. I like to do like bong hits and stuff out of my boobs. I used to have like tiny dab rig, and I'd just be like, that was like actually how I started on Instagram, is I would do party tricks with my boobs with like smoking though. And so it was
yeah.
back when like EDM and stuff was like kind of going through like its first like big wave, like in like 2012 to like 2015. And so I would have like EDM artists like interacting with my tit trick videos. So like it's funny because my backup profile on Insta used to be like my main. And if you go look back on my stuff, you can see like Excision like liking my stuff, or oh, who else has? God, there's been a few of them. It's been so many years. Adventure Club. I don't know if you like EDM, but it was just like really very much like a relic of its time. Oh, we lost her for a second. So I'm just gonna talk with you guys and just finish telling you until she comes back. So I would do the boob tricks, and you can literally go back on the Foxy Box backup, which is my first main, as I was saying, and you can see all of it if you scroll back. I'll be like doing my thing. You'll be impressed, of course. You get to witness my first attempts of Instagram. We've got the Amazing Boobzilla back. Hello, darling. I
Sorry
just
about
finished.
that. I just wanted to cause drama, apparently.
Yeah, I just finished telling the class about my Instagram booby tricks. So that's kind of how I started over on Instagram, which is really funny. So other than the breasticle spectacle, what else do you do?
Um, so it's funny that you mentioned, like, making a career out of, what most people would deem as their insecurities. And that's kind of how I got started, was empowering my body, because especially when I was a minor, everybody was so hell bent and determined to over sexualize my body.
Hmm.
So me becoming Boobzilla was or me becoming the Amazing Boobzilla, sorry, was me essentially launching my own socio-political experiment of, I'm not going to abide by these terms. Like, this is my body. I will display it and utilize it as I deem fit. Like, I don't have to do this for anybody else's approval and shit. And
Right.
and understanding that, like, I was able to make performance art at a young age, like, really enabled me to wanna learn more. So, like, I started investing more in, like, learning magic and improv and other forms of, like, comedy and theater, and it started there. Um, when I got joined up in the circus sideshow troupe, I learned, things like the human blockhead, where I can stick various objects up my nose, mental floss, like, where I can snort a condom up my nose and it comes out my mouth and I can floss my whole head.
I was gonna just say that my sister and I, when my mom and my aunt used to bowl in a league, we'd eat mozzarella sticks and we would do that shit. We'd like fucking pull it through our, we'd like, yeah. Anyway, kids are so
Yeah.
sick.
Exactly, and I get paid to eat my boogers as an adult because, you know, they're just like, "Ew," and I was just like, "Whatever, you're just mad because I got paid to do it, you did it for free when you were 5, like, kind of capitalist are you? Duh." Right? Um, but yeah, like, I do a lot of, traditional, sideshow acts, like walking on broken glass, beds and nails, Miss Electra, where I'm on a platform and I can get electrocuted for, like, 50,000 volts and not die. Um, but actually, it wasn't until 2017 that I decided to grow out my beard. Um, I had it, like, basically all my life, but it was one of those things where I wasn't really feeling, like, the level of confidence to, like, just continue to grow it out and just do whatever the hell I wanted with my face, and, being able to do that was just kind of really what set everything else into motion. I was already a sword swallower, but in allowing myself to grow out my beard, I'm now able to market myself as the first and only sword swallowing bearded lady alive. So
Yeah,
it's like it's a whole different, like, industry, and it's just like it's where crossing over as a natural freak show artist, you know, meets the working class of sideshow, which is something that doesn't normally happen,
right.
in that particular archetype. So, it was really fun to be able to, like, continue to push, like, this various style of art out there and continue to touch on things like body positivity and things like that. And like that's what made honestly performing at Fat Lusk so amazing, and being able to like showcase like all of those different booby tricks. But um, it's just like you know these kinds of experiences are you know inspiring me to like continue to level up my acts. More and more, and between that and some of like my other friends that just continue to help drive me, I a couple of years ago, I learned one of the most dangerous acts of sword swallowing is where I actually swallow a running drill, and I'm one
I
of 2
saw
people
I
that do
saw
that.
that on your reels. So, how? I mean, obviously you can't tell us how, but like, did you hurt yourself when you tried for the first like few times? Like,
I didn't necessarily hurt myself, but it did definitely feel uncomfortable because that's not something I've ever done before, and it's not like there's practice instruments for something like that. So
yeah,
it's literally do it or don't. You know, survive or die, you know, like there's no in between, there's no kinda making it happen. But I have gotten hurt on that. If you look at my Instagram and you see that, you know, because it's the POV, how it started versus how it's going. Um, if you look at one of the takes when I pull the drill out of my face, there's actually blood on it.
oh wow.
And I thought I had critically hurt myself, and I gave myself some minor abrasions, and I was still able to do the rest of my sword swallowing show the rest of the night. I just didn't swallow the drill because it wasn't working for me.
That makes
Um,
my
but as
bones
but
hurt.
that was a year ago.
Ah,
That 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 was a year ago when I was in Canada, and I when I looked at it, I was just like, "Huh, I wonder if I'll ever get this down again." And it took a few months of, letting my throat heal up and practicing and things like that, and then all of a sudden, I was able to get it right back down again, even better than before.
oh
So,
man.
you know, it's like being patient with yourself is absolutely critical. But it's like if I didn't have that level of patience, I wouldn't have learned all of these other acts, like everything from circus sideshow to stunts to escapes to magic, and I'm there doing all of it. And I'm very fortunate that I've had the ability to develop like this skill set so where I can expand. Not that I don't love doing my boob tricks, because obviously I love doing my boob tricks. But it's nice to be able to do all of this other fun stuff too. It's been amazing.
Right. Well, and it's always good to have multiple skills. So as many things, and the wonderful thing about what you're doing is you're only really reliant upon your own body for the most part for like your means of like survival, which is lovely. I guess now in this day and age we have to have a lot of different skills also, because much as what sex workers do, that's what you're doing also. And so
Right.
you have to know how to market, you have to know how to like perform, obviously you have to have so many other things, but it's nice to be able to use your body and your uniqueness to be able to like make a living. And what an honor it is to be able to like love yourself so much to allow others to like love you too. And I
Oh, I'm
bet you
giving them
that,
no choice. I'm gonna
yeah,
make
you're
them
you're
all
like
love
you're gonna
me.
fucking love this. So
So many
let's
hugs.
talk about the Fat Burlesque show. So how did you end up doing this?
Oh, so my best friend CP Jewel. Yes, you heard that right, CP Jewel. That is she coined this term emotional support bully, and that's how I showed up in her life. And I bullied her into applying for BHOF, and because I did that, and I helped her get in there because of all of her amazing talents and skills. And by helped her get in there, I mean I helped her rewrite her bio.
Uh-huh.
She did the rest. But anyways, we have developed this very loving and nurturing friendship to where we are always like rooting for each other to apply for different events and festivals and update and upgrade ourselves. And so it was her fault. She let me know about, well, it's like I'd seen Fat Lesk and I was just like, I don't know. I thought about applying for more burlesque festivals because I don't generally work a lot of them. And I was just like, this seems like the type of place where, if I would gig, this would probably be where I would gig. And
Right.
it seems weird and wild enough. And so yeah, because of her, she encouraged me, and I applied, and I honestly I can't believe I got in. I was so excited to be featured there with all of these other like fantastic plus sized entertainers, and I was like filled with complete and utter joy to be selected and to share time and space with all of those amazing artists. It was so fucking cool,
It was
honestly.
probably the most talented group of people I've ever witnessed, and the body positivity and diversity element was just another level added to the amazingness. And I gotta tell you, I'm not surprised that you were selected to be a part of it. I honestly, as somebody that likes to consume burlesque and those type of things, like I feel like that is, you fit right in, like it's fucking amazing. And you pulled it together, and so it was so like good. And you were the first act, weren't
I
you?
opened. Yeah, I opened.
You
I
set the
I
fucking whole mood. I gotta tell you, if you wouldn't have been the opener, I feel like maybe it wouldn't have been such a fucking vibe. Like, I mean, it obviously still would have, but I feel like it was even better by you being the opener. It was like it set everybody up for like, we don't know what the fuck to expect. So the whole entire show, the audience is on the edge of their seat, because when I tell you guys that this was the most diverse, amazing burlesque show in general that I've ever seen. It was, you really didn't know what to expect, and there was just every flavor for everybody. There was even a guy that had like different sparkly, just like different big panties, like big old like nerdy underwear on, and they were like rhinestoned, and every part of their costume was rhinestoned, and it was just like a nerdy outfit. And just the simplicity of her. There was a girl that had different signs, like a wet floor sign and like a stop sign, and she did like a whole crossing guard to the beginning. And it just, it's like I can't even articulate everything that I took in that night because it was just so much and just all so good. There was not one thing in it that I wasn't like amazing. So, you're really lucky that you got to work with such a fucking incredible cast. And there was 3 nights of this, and I only got to see one night. And I feel like I got the best night, but I'm sure they were all fucking amazing. But I got to see the Amazing Boobzilla. So, like for
I'm
real.
fangirling. I'm fangirling now. Oh my god.
But no, you guys, seriously, like we were there to do the BBW Adventures meetup, and they were like, let's do Fat Lesk, and I was like, bet. Like the night that I found out about it, we booked our tickets and got a table. So it was so great, and just being there, and it was so perfect. And yeah, so thank you for also, that night, or even maybe the next morning, I reached out to the Amazing Boobzilla, and I was like, you empowered my large naturals. I think that's what I said. And it was
Yes.
true, because just seeing you up there just fucking working it, I was like, it was like, I don't even know. Like I said to you guys, I can't explain the vibe. It was magic. It was fat magic. That's what it was.
Well, I think a lot of people have a hard time like really coming to terms with their we have boobs that look like ours, and especially when you get so fetishized
Hmm.
with like the term hangers and melons and blah blah blah. And it's just like, look, I get it, we're attractive, but can you see us for more than just our adipose tissue?
Right. Well,
They
and it's, I
they do
forget.
more.
Sometimes I personally forget about the sexiness of what I do. And because it's like, it's just bodies doing body things to me. And it's really weird that
Yeah.
doing sex work has really made me pretty asexual in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I'm like very femmy, but like my sexuality, I'm content. I don't I don't feel like I need all that. And it's
Yeah.
off-putting when men talk to me like that if they're not paying. And so it's like, ew, like stop trying to bastardize my time. Like the last thing that I want to do with you is sext when I'm not being paid. Like my whole existence is sex. I need substance from my type of like interaction. So
Yeah.
it's weird how it just becomes just body.
Exactly. And it's just like if I'm only going to be perceived as body, then I'm going to set the tone.
Right.
And that's just like where the whole mantra of being the amazing boobzilla like really came to play, because it's just like, no, I'm it I never said I wasn't attractive. I never said I wasn't pretty, and I never said that I don't feel sexy. I am, however, not going to be contemporary sexualized without my consent in this moment.
Right.
Like I'm here developing this art installation. Enjoy or don't. You can leave, you can close your eyeballs, I guess. Like, waste your money if you want.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why it was like so important for me to like, develop like this punk rock form of art, so people could really see like they can step outside of themselves, with their boobs. Like I got really tired of the narrative. Oh, we have big boobs, we have to be sexy with them. We have big boobs, we should expect that people are going to sexualize us, and we have to be okay with that. No, no, the fuck we don't.
Mhm.
Why? Why do we have to talk sex for free? Why do we have to talk sex to people all the time?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, it's
know?
it's really hard. It breaks your heart and your back.
Yeah.
But like really like it's refreshing to see you using your body for like feats. Like it's so cool. Like I would not be surprised if in a year's time we don't see the Amazing Boobzilla like jumping out of like jet planes, like using them as like fucking devices, helicoptering like
Goals. Goals and
I hope.
aspirations.
I hope. Yeah, it'd be nice if technology would progress in ways to be able to make things like that possibly, like propeller tits. Sign us up. Yeah, honestly, I really I enjoy having my big boobs. I enjoy having kind of that power, but that is to me what I feel is like at the core of like what I embrace with like bimboism. And like at the core, it's like having a superpower in a big way, because people might like, you know, want to like put you into this box, but sometimes by being put into the box, you're actually the most outside of it, because you know that this is what to expect from people. So you're
Yeah.
always like a step ahead of them. And so that's why I'm really like an empowered bimbo. And I try to, I try to explain to other people, like, you know, yeah, bimbo, like I know when to turn those things off and on though, because, you know, in school, people thought that I was, you know, this dumbass ditz because I was asking questions in class and really being just a class clown, but putting it under like the disguise of being the bimbo, right? But then being like the top like score in like the standardized testing and shit like that. It's like it's calculated.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is like that I understood that at a very young age that I was perceived as attractive a lot. And I was just like, okay, cool, but I am more than this. I have intelligence, I have skills, I have capabilities. And, you know, I didn't just want to be perceived as a sexual object all the time, especially when I was a minor. Like that was really weird and uncomfortable for me because I was just like I wasn't even there yet, you know?
Right.
I
Right.
wasn't ready to be there with anybody like that. That didn't come until way later. Not that I didn't know what sex was, and not that I didn't have a sex drive. I was a teenager. It's just I wasn't ready to be in that zone with anybody. And
Right. And people started trying to put you in a box at an early age because your body. Like that's fucked. How, you know, much as like being always, you know, fat my whole life, you know, I had people interjecting their opinions about my body that were none of their fucking business. I remember my grandma, she ran a pizza shop in the mall when we were kids, and my family's Italian, so there's like Italian Heritage Week, right? And so
yeah,
we do all these like events for Italian heritage. And the pizza place that she ran did like a pizza eating contest, right? So I did the pizza eating contest and I won. And my uncle was like, she didn't really need all that. Like, what the fuck? I was a kid. Would you have said that to any of the other kids as they had won? No, but it's just the adults having any type of like perception of a child's like presence other than them just being a child is so fucking wild to me. Like, I can't imagine if my niece or nephew had like different body issues or non-issues, just attributes, and me making any commentary on it. Like, I really do love that society has seemingly, for the most part, progressed past a lot of that kind of shit. Because what the fuck? Like, you shouldn't even be thinking outside of like anything surface. Like not, you know, like
yeah,
it's strange.
yeah. No, exactly. And I'm sorry that happened to you because that's just that's weird and unnecessary.
Right, and
Like
I was,
when
like, 13, I was just, like, growing into being, like, more developed, and, like, I was in that, like, between, like, fat and, like, developing into, like, va-va-voom stage, you know, like, I was an awkward kid, like, who fucking like, it was nobody's business, and I should have fucking just, thrown the pizza at him. Because if you wanna know a secret, can I tell you guys a secret? So, I actually cheated in that pizza eating contest. It was hot. The pizza was so hot, and I put a whole bunch of it in a napkin, and I had it in my hand, and nobody ever noticed. So they thought I was like a whole slice up on the competition. this, these are my confessions, and
oh no. But
I actually have a picture in a photo album, and I'm literally like my cheating ass is holding the fucking napkin in my hand, and the picture with the certificate to my grandma's pizza shop in the other hand. I'm sure my grandma loved that I won because Anyway,
No,
so
but I get that. Like that happened to me. Like it's not that I was fat, not that being fat is a terrible thing, but it's just I I was bigger than most of the kids in my grade, and I was also generally taller than them.
mhm.
So it was just like I came from like an athletic and martial arts background, so it's just like actually it was pretty stocky and sturdy. And then my boobs started to come in like at a very young age, and then when I was like 13, all of a sudden I have the body of Jessica Rabbit with double D's, triple D's. It was just like that came out of nowhere. So it's just like that's why everybody was over sexualizing me because they saw an adult body. And I was just
Mhm.
like, no, I am a child. And they're like, well, if I won't tell, if you won't tell, it's like,
Yeah.
grown ass men in their 20s and 30s and 40s being weird.
It's
So it's
awful.
just like, so that's why it's like Boobzilla, becoming the Amazing Boobzilla was like so important for me because I was just like, no, we're not about this. We're gonna do the things that amuse me about my body. I'm going to find joy with my body that has to do with non-sexual context.
Right. You found empowerment through the exploitation basically of the body that you were born into, and that's so like poetic. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it's just like that was really important for me to have for myself because my family didn't understand me, like they weren't used to growing up with having this body, and they had their own issues and stuff. So it's like I really didn't have much of a support system for like coming to terms with this condition because I went from a B cup to a D cup in less than 2 weeks. So my family thought it was going to be cancer, and it took a while for the testing to come in that I was negative. So, but it was just like, this is still a whole different new condition that I have to like learn to adapt and work around, and especially with the treatment and therapy plan to be like to have repeated mastectomies and breast reduction surgeries. I was just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to cut off my titties every couple of years just so other people are more comfortable with my body.
Yeah.
No,
That's
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 weird.
torture. Who gives a fuck
Yeah.
about other people's perception enough to, well, I guess a lot of people do. That's kind of why I like this little project podcast that I've made. It's just because it empowers people to stand in like their truth and to talk about their experiences. And um there's probably somebody listening that's gonna rock something that they would have hidden away at some point, that hears you speak about your story. And I really appreciate you being like willing to be vulnerable with myself because I'm a new friend. And also the people listening, like it's beautiful. And like it's funny because I was just naturally like pulled to you and empowered by you, and I didn't even quite realize just how empowering your story is. And honestly, like I didn't want to ask you much because I just wanted you to tell me things. And I'm glad that you did, because I want you to feel comfortable, and I just love that you do. And it's just so cool. So do you travel like all year round? Oh, we're on a pause real quick, guys. Boobzilla will be back, come crashing in, rocking
I was
them
like,
things. Oh, hey.
I was like, it started glitching. The internet started acting a fool. Sorry.
It's okay. So do you travel? We're getting back. Guys, you're on the edge of your seat, aren't you? I'm giving you the full experience. So you travel year round?
I do. I do travel all year round. I pretty much don't have a full stopping season. I thought I was going to slow down for the winter. Lies, lies in slander.
There's probably more
So I'm
shows during the
excited.
winter, right? Because more people are like wanting to do indoor stuff.
Yeah, there are. Well, it just kind of depends on what I'm doing. For a lot of people who especially don't know anything about my career, I also do corporate and other characters. More importantly, I do other characters as well.
Okay, I want to hear about
No,
that
I
because
will
I
not
don't
be
know about
dropping the
this.
names. I was like, I won't be dropping the names because I'm trying to keep the advertisement and cross promotion separate. But
Mm.
yeah, I work under different names other than the Amazing Boobzilla, where it's still mostly the same show, just no toplessness, no nudity, no boobs. So it's just like you still get comedy, but it's like, comedy for all ages.
We get to know
And
the
so that's where I
spicy
get booked.
you. I love.
Do what?
I like that I got to meet the Amazing Boobzilla.
I mean, working as the Amazing Boobzilla is my favorite character, not gonna lie. Uh, but working as my other characters has been like really fun over the years because I've been able to, travel to other places where, they're able to afford my more sustainable budget so I can stay out on the road, versus like going and coming back like every few days, every weekend. It's just like, oh no, I'm gonna be gone out on the road for a month and I'm able to, go and cover my expenses and just do all of the things. And so it's fantastic. I thought I was going to slow down, but a lot of things have been like positively developing for me. And
Mhm.
it's been really exciting to see how all of my hard work has been just unfolding and paying off in layers. Like I
Oh
just
wow.
taught some classes on how to be a more sustainable artist. More classes are going to be coming out on like how I cook and survive on the road. Um, I'm teaching more sword swallowing classes to other students so they can learn how to advance their skills in that particular regard. And it's just like being out on the road means I get to hang out with my other artist and performer friends that I wouldn't normally see because they're out on tour, or they just have their regular day jobs and stuff like that because they're not like full timers like myself. And
Right.
so I get a chance to like be able to connect with them. Like I'm staying with friends right now that I haven't seen face to face since 2017. So
Oh
it's nice
wow.
to be able to like connect with them
Reconnect.
and be,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like if it weren't for my friends and my support system, it's a big part as to why my touring is able to continue to stay happening because they let me come and annoy them. Otherwise, hotels would be
Yes.
hella expensive all over the place.
Well, you're like super likable too. So your friends are lucky to be able to have you. I'm sure that they're glad to have you around. And
Ah, shucks. You're gonna have
I
people
really
believing I'm fun and I'm a good person. No,
ah,
no, no.
the not so amazing boobzilla.
The
No.
mediocre at best boobzilla.
Yeah, I really like traveling for my work stuff. I enjoy that aspect a lot. I look forward to doing more of it this year, doing more conventions and things like that. Are you going to be doing more like adult type convention work or anything like that throughout this year that you have planned?
Well, I keep missing the damn deadline to like apply for AVN, but I'm not sure if I technically apply for or sorry, like if I qualify for things like AVN.
You should
Um,
look into like Exotica and do like a stage performance.
See, these are the tips and tricks that I should probably like dip back into.
Right. See, if
You
you
know,
need to pick my brain, like we're totally
yeah.
like anything I can put you on to, I want to because I obviously want to fucking see you. So like I'm like, let's do Exotica Chicago. That's gonna be like my big debut. That's like gonna be my first like one that I do. So you heard it
Oh,
here
that's
first.
amazing. Oh
It's
no, let's do it.
April.
Let's make your debut amazing.
Yes, it's April 14th through the 17th, I believe. So
I was like,
yes.
are they still hiring for performers?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. And then so you have some shows coming up this week, even on Wednesday. You had said at the White Horse Bar in Oakland. So for anybody listening from the Bay Area and the surroundings, you guys should definitely check out that one. And then February 8th at um Puck's Puck Ruckus Rompus. What did you say it?
The Ruckus Rumpus revival. Yeah.
Yeah, Ruckus
So yeah,
Rumpus Revival.
Yeah, so
Um,
on the 31st, I'll be with the Rebel Kings of Oakland, so I'll be doing a drag show, and then on February 8th with the Ruckus Rumpus Revival, it's a fuck Valentine's show. So
yes.
it's gonna be a whole different aspect, and I'm excited. I'm going to be bringing drag. I'm gonna be bringing at the February 8th show. I will be doing the world's first ever breast cup escape. My titties will be escaping out of cups. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
right.
God.
Suck it, weebs.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. You're like the boobdini. Like,
Not quite Boobdini. That's a different magician in the LA area, but she's also
oh my
fantastic.
gosh. There's another.
Yeah, yeah, that's Lily Von Stuff.
Oh my gosh, that is so I cannot. I need to see you guys together.
Oh, absolutely. Like we should definitely do a show together. We did an amazing podcast together before during the height of the pandemic. But yeah, Lily Bunched Up she does amazing burlesque. She's definitely a burlesque legend.
I
And
love
but
that.
one of her pseudo characters is Boobdini. So yeah, she also has big large boobs. So she's there representing for large booby pride. You're gonna love her. You make sure you check her out for sure.
Oh, for sure. You'll have to send me her link.
Yeah.
So then you're also going to be in Denver the 16th and the 17th for the Conspiracy Circus. Will you tell us about Conspiracy Circus?
Oh, I mean, those guys, those John and Babyface Reed, like they put together like this amazing show. And so it's going to be Circus Sideshow and Variety out there in Denver at the Learning Lemur. And so for this year, they are launching a double header season. So instead of it just being on like the third Saturday of every month, now it's the third Friday and Saturday. So if you
Ooh.
can't make it on Saturday, make it out on Friday. Can't make it out on Friday, catch it on Saturday. If you can't make it either, then you suck. You're a terrible person. You should have bought your
Boo.
tickets early. You should have, I don't know, knocked someone over and took their seat. No, don't do that. Don't be me. No, just show up if you can and you're able. And it's a lovely venue, and there's this cute little oddities and curio shop there. When you're coming in, getting admission to come see the show, I love it. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. But it's run by some fantastic local sideshow people, and they have burlesque and variety, and sometimes they also feature other natural born oddities and uniquely advanced individuals. So it is definitely well worth it, and if you can, please come out and support because like it's right there on Colfax where all the fantastic adventures are if you know anything about Denver. So please come. It is a once in a lifetime experience, and I love performing with them.
That's awesome. I can't wait to be able to catch another show with you. And I know it's going to happen. Hopefully, Chicago Exotica.
Oh,
I'm,
we're gonna have to make that
I'm
happen.
speaking it into existence. Um,
Speak it, speak it.
so where can everybody, do you have like a website or where can everybody find you if people want to check out your tricks?
Oh no, no, that's fine. So be gentle on me, internets. It just got put up live, and I need to make some updates as soon as I can get my computer up and running. I unfortunately just discovered the charger cable that I got for my computer does not work for my computer.
I've definitely been there actually recently. I was thinking about it today even because I lost the charger for my computer. I had the wrong one. I was like, "Oh, cool. This isn't even for the right one." And then I found it eventually. So,
Yeah, it's killing me, Smalls, because like it's charging my iPad right now. It charges my Yeti charger just fine, but it's not strong enough the cable just isn't strong enough to charge my computer. And it's just like, oh, I left my cable at home by mistake.
son of a
This is what
biscuit.
happens. Right, all of the biscuits. So many sons, lots of biscuits, all in a basket too. I think you're not supposed to count your sons of biscuits in the basket before they hatch or whatever. However the saying
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah,
But
that
that's what
old
happens.
saying. Don't
That
count
old
your sons
that's
of a biscuits before they hatch in your basket. And that's a bimboism for you. That's a Bimbo Baux bimboism.
I'm happy to collide with bimboism.
I
Bimbos
really
have
feel
always
like
made me laugh.
so like I felt like you were just like iconic because you are using obviously your freaking amazing chesticles to make a living off of it. I'm like, that's bimbo as a fucking guts. And like you have like that the gothy kind of aesthetic. But you also have like these pink detailings in your stuff. So I felt that Bimbo and the Amazing Boobzilla definitely were a match made in heaven.
The drama.
I know you probably, I carried on explaining why I felt that you fit into the Bimbo box very well because you have these beautiful like little pink highlights to like your gothy kind of exterior and you're bright and it's the booboism, the boobies and the bimbos and the burlesque and it worked. So I had to get you on here
Yeah,
even if you were like not at all a booby, you're just fucking amazing. And so I had to talk to you because I have been wanting to connect with you and I was like, what's a better opportunity than to do it on here and let other people hear about how fucking incredible you are. So I'm like
well,
I'm one of your biggest fucking fans. I'm not gonna say the biggest because I don't know your other people yet, but I'm a fucking fan. Like I would
well,
rock like merch, like all of it.
so I just worked this different convention out here in LA, right? And it's funny that you should mention the bimboism because I was just like, because of Fat Lask and because of Pucks and their ridiculous antics, I bought one of the most ridiculous bikinis, and it is Pepto-Bismol pink and lavender purple, and we're launching this whole sideshow Barbie concept. And so I just worked this convention where I saw these earrings and I had to get them.
Oh my god, they're perfect. See, I knew it. I'm like a bimbo bloodhound. I knew.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
I
didn't
mean,
even
just
know. That's
yeah,
what you should do for your exotica thing. If you do your adult in the adults kind of
yeah,
industry performing, you do that freaking Barbie shit.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be completely fucking ridiculous.
Oh my
Cause I
god. I feel like I just unlocked like a fucking bonus level. Like
oh,
holy fuck.
you did, you did.
Yes,
Cause
this is like a deep cut.
oh yeah, no, I'm going there. And I'm leaning so heavily into the Barbie too, because I had my car parked out in the Bay Area, and I just got done, like I literally just got in my car, from teaching sword slalom class, and I was so tired. And I was like, all right, cool, I can't wait to get home, eat, chill. And this lady, out of her gourd on drugs and stuff like that, on her bicycle with a trailer, like hauls past my car, and she lost her balance and she just gouged into the side of my car. Just
Oh,
hit both like the driver and the passenger door panel behind me. And I was just like, fuck, I'm annoyed. Fuck, she's homeless. It's not like I can recover this. And
yeah.
also she's in a far worse advantage point than I am. So I gotta find a way to move on with this. So I contacted my friend Tara, who is a one-armed jewelry maker and taxidermy artist, as well as she does pinstriping. What? That's right, you heard me. One-armed pinstriping artist. She is also a one-armed motorcycle enthusiast. Yes. Yeah, right. So I was just like, I was sitting here thinking about like how I'm channeling my inner Barbie, and I told her what happened. And I was just like, I could be mad about this, or I can lean into this extra hard, because my car is all black, and I was like, I could have you pinstripe some like Hot Wheels hot pink flames into the side of my door panels, so clearly my car can go faster in Bimbo, like the rest of me.
Yes.
Necessary.
I muted because I didn't want your story to be disrupted by these rude ass dogs.
Why are they being such haters? Why
They
are they
are
hating on me so hard?
they're attention whores and they're wanting attention and they know that you're more fascinating than them, so they have to act up. So I want to just bring this to a bit of a closing before we get too far into the after 1 hour bit, because I want people to get the full picture here. So we're on Instagram, obviously we can find you, the Amazing Boobzilla.
Oh
Where else
yeah,
can we
so
get
sorry, yeah, we were talking about my website. Yeah,
you?
so be gentle with me. The website is new, and it needs to be slightly updated with new adventure dates on there. But theamazingboobzilla.com is my new website. But you can find me on Instagram as Amazing Boobzilla.
Amazing. Truly, truly, truly. So do you have like clips for sale or anything of your feats? You need to get some clips for sale, babes.
You
I'd
know,
pay to check them out. I'd pay to be able to be like, oh my gosh, check out my friend's tricks.
I did have Eclipse for sale at one point in time, and I really got overwhelmed with like managing it. I'd be fine with making the
It's the
content. I am
hardest
just so
part.
annoyed. I'm so annoyed by like uploading all the content and dealing with
Yes.
like communicating with the sales. And it was just like, just buy my shit. Just
Yeah, I
have a
feel you.
foot, buy it. Have a foot,
the
buy
uploads
it.
the uploads are the like the bane of my existence. I'm such a creator, but when it comes to uploading, I'm like, fuck, I have to have assistance for all of it. Otherwise, all of my stuff sits in my vault for months. So for me, I only sell videos if they're pretty much customs. So anything you see of mine online is a custom or it's been shot with like a company. So that's basically what you get with me is like it's uploaded, then I just kind of like try to keep them maintained on the platforms. But you know, maybe it's a goal, maybe someday you can have them for sale on your website, because fuck, I would buy like a whole DVD. I'd buy if I want to fucking do a documentary, god damn it. Like I'm dead serious. I'm your
What?
biggest, I'm your second or third biggest fan probably, because I'm not gonna take it from the other ones.
Well, hi Monty. Are you joining the podcast? I mean, it's an awkward time since we're at the end. One of the house cats is coming to visit me.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
but yeah, no, actually, we should definitely talk about that further. I have sold content, and I have joked about it because like when I tried to work with other studios, they didn't want to agree to my terms because they wanted it all their way, and I'm just too controlling for that because I know how my media markets, and
Mhm.
yeah, so I just advertise that I do farm to table.
I love that she said farm to table porn, which is fucking amazing. That's like the best way I've that's farm to table. You're
Yeah. Yeah, farm to table. I was like, it's artisanal experiences, like
Yeah, no,
individually
I'm
curated.
very art I am too. I am high end
Yeah,
on what I do. So I definitely I hear you there. Very farm to
yeah,
table.
yeah,
We're
exactly.
so but that's why people continuously come to folks like us in our industries, because it's our art. So support artists. That's the moral of this, you
Absolutely.
know. Quit buying drugs because they're all tainted with fentanyl, and get yourself a sideshow/porn addiction.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with enjoying some burlesque and circus. I'm just
Not at
saying.
all. No, it's wonderful. I look forward to being able to continuously build a friendship with you and to find ways that we can pour into each other professionally potentially, because I really think I've got ideas with shit that you could be doing. My cogs are always turning. So, yeah, you're incredible. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Do you have any final thoughts for my little bimbo school?
No, actually, I was just gonna say thank you so much for letting me be a bimbo professor in the bimbo academia. I am very much appreciative, and I very much enjoyed meeting you in person, and communicating with you ever since has been like fantastic. So I look forward to colliding and collaborating in the future for sure.
Yeah.
And like, let's make Exotica happen.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
exotic is happening. I'm telling you right now, it's happening. So I'm gonna look into things on my end and find out who you contact, because You need to be doing a stage show there. Like, people would fucking
That
love
would
it.
that
So
would be
anyway,
fantastic.
well, thank you to the Amazing Boobzilla. I'm gonna pull you off my stage and say my goodbyes. And if you want to hang around and we can chat while I finish getting this done at the end. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Bye.
Okay, bye.
So that was fun. And if you made it to the end, and were patient with our, little glitches here and there, I'm sure that you're very thankful that you did. And hey, if you had to skip around and stuff, revisit it a couple of times. You've got a hell of a story here to learn about the Amazing Boobzilla and the amazing trials and tribulations and self-love, body positivity, and being empowered, being an empowered human. That is so powerful when you hear the story of somebody that takes what has brought them to a point of hurt and misunderstanding with the world, and trying to just find their way and really just finding themselves through the downfalls. I always say there's beauty in the breakdown. I think that it's beautiful. I personally, I don't think that I would ever really change a lot of my experiences in life, for sure, but and it's exactly that, is that it makes you like a whole, like it when you're, if you're like, you go from like being like a bowl of cereal in the morning to like being like a whole ass, like, feast with like biscuits and gravy and bacon and even fucking pancakes, so like, take your saggy naturals, toss them over your shoulder, and fucking turn them into some pancakes with some nice syrup sourced from maple trees, right? Like, make it fancy. So I fucking love this episode. This is going to be such a treat to upload. I can't wait to share with you guys. I am gonna do my little sign off thing. Foxy Box, Kelsey Pennywinkle. If you want to come stalk me, go to my website, fans.link/foxybox, FAWXYBAUX. Check out all of the episodes of Bimbo Box, and rate me when you're done. I think I've earned a nice little 5-star from you. What do you think? And if you hate what you heard, go ahead and send it over to my friend, any of your complaints and hate, and send it on over to the Surreality podcast. She loves that. Thank you.